There was little I could do for Barnard now. I had to get to the bottom of this case before the Condor landed, and that meant getting to know the passengers as quickly as possible. I checked out Barnard's stateroom on the off chance there was something he was holding out on me, but I found nothing. The forward observation deck was a large cabin with high-backed recliners facing windows that gave a great view out the front of the plane.
Oh, my, this is dreadful. For the house to become ill on a maiden voyage. well, it simply isn't done.
Perhaps, Frau Waddington, but a bad heart can't be expected to abide by the manners observed by the rest of us. Herr Peters, you have seen Herr Bernard. Is he all right?
He's sleeping now, but I think he'll make it, assuming we can get him to a hospital as soon as we get back to Baltimore.
Back to Baltimore. Oh, my. Oh, this certainly is going to wreak havoc with my social schedule. What will the Duke think when I don't arrive for the polo tournament? Steward! Steward, I must send a cable. Oh, take this message. Oh, dear Duke Dumont.
I nonchalantly checked around the forward observation deck, but was unable to discover anything without arousing the other guests' suspicions. Stateroom number 1 was small, with berths for 4, but it was still more than I expected to find on any airplane. The card on the door said it was to be occupied by Kudasai, Maida, Farouk, and Leclerc. Like all the staterooms, number 2 had all handmade furnishings. Barnard had created the only way to travel, short of strapping engines on the Waldorf Astoria. The card on the door said it was occupied by Shepard, Waddington, Petrovka, and Dunn. As I rummaged through the frilly underthings of Shepard, Petrovka, and Dunn, I kept reminding myself it was in the line of duty. I knew the only way to solve this mystery was to know as much about my suspects as possible. Lady Waddington's steamer trunks yielded nothing but the knowledge that she had overpacked an abundance of boring clothing. Stateroom 3 was as ritzy as the others, complete down to the crystal decanters and the Persian rugs. The card on the door said it was occupied by Cabron, Schnorrer, and me. Too bad Barnard didn't let us choose our own roommates. A search of Cabron's personal belongings revealed only a variety of colognes, hair tonics, and mustache wax. But in Schnorrer's suitcase, I found a letter dated a few weeks before from the King of Egypt, thanking Schnorrer for the assistance he had given to the prince, and promising to make the arrangements with Weltner that Schnorrer had requested. This would bear further investigation. The aft lounge was a comfortable cabin, complete with a well-stocked bar, red leather chairs, and a poker table covered with green felt. I noticed the latest electric gramophone in the corner. Barnard always had to have the latest inventions.
Mr. Kudasai, won't you join us for a glass of wine?
Thank you for your gracious offer, but I would prefer sake.
Sake? What is this, sake?
It is a Japanese rice wine, usually served hot.
Wine from rice? Impossible! The fruit of the vine is the only source of a civilized wine, and one does not boil it like a barbarian.
One whose countrymen revel in sautéed snails should not be so quick to cry barbarian, Leclerc son. However, you are correct. Sake would be inappropriate. Bartender, a double martini shaken with an onion. S'il vous plaît.
I found myself in the aft observation deck, which had been designed like a garden room with live plants and a potted palm. I could hear tropical birds, but as I looked around, I couldn't find the source. No doubt one of Barnard's gadgets again.
Lady Waddington, I'd have thought you'd be with the rest of the guests. There's quite a party going on in the forward lounge.
Mr. Peters, I am most disturbed about the circumstances of this voyage. Now, I was under the impression that this was an exclusive occasion. Well, imagine my surprise when I saw the guest list. Why, there are hardly any people of social standing aboard. I mean, really. A motion picture actress, and that nasty little Hindu man. He has been harassing me for weeks, and now to find him invited on what should be the social event of the season. Well, I can understand. Weren't you and Mr. Bernard previously acquainted?
Yeah, we flew together during the war, but we haven't been that close. I'm a private detective, so we run in slightly different circles.
Oh, my, how interesting. Are you along for business or pleasure?
A little of both, Lady Waddington. A little of both. A fellow was murdered down in Arlington a few weeks ago, and I'm just tying up a few loose ends. It seems a number of the guests aboard today were acquainted with the deceased, Mr. Gerald Weltner. Ever hear the name?
No, I don't believe I have. But then sort of things like murder never happened in polite society. However, that vulgar Russian woman seems capable of almost anything, if you ask me.
Realizing I was not alone, I confined my search of the aft observation deck to a quick once-over that produced nothing of interest. The main salon had Barnard's ego written all over it. Streamlined chrome everything, from lamps to ashtrays, indirect lighting, and Art Deco sculpture. Anyone stepping aboard the Condor for the first time couldn't fail to be impressed.
Ah, Ned, you don't mind if I call you Ned, do you? I'm glad you are here. We haven't had a moment alone since the plane took off. You know, the tango stirs a thirst deep inside me, something that only a handsome man like you can quench. Is your blood hot like mine?
You're a pistol, you know that, doll? You put the move on nearly every man on board. If I were the sensitive type, I might be insulted that it took so long for you to get around to me.
The others? Ha! I was only toying with them. You are the only real man among this collection of jellyfish.
Does that include Cabron, doll? Does he quench that thirst as well?
Cabron is different. We are old friends. When I went into exile, I lived in Spain for some time. I have known him since then. He is too proud to love a strong woman, but he respects me, and we enjoy each other's company at the Club Marti. And, after all, he is master of tango. But enough about Hernando. What about you and me?
Maybe another time, doll. I gotta mingle. Say, you wouldn't know an American customs man by the name of Weltner, do you?
Never heard of him. Civil servants are so boring, don't you think, darling?
In the dining salon, my eye was instantly drawn to a backlit Tiffany stained glass rendering of the Barnard Industries logo. A defiant winged victory bursting out of a storm cloud, clutching a lightning bolt in one hand and a great hammer in the other.
Mademoiselle Simmons, you are a journalist, no? What of the civil war in Spain? Will the loyalists prevail?
If Russia backs the loyalists, the fascists will have a more difficult time. But the prospects for survival of the Republic are in doubt.
Ah, Leclerc, you pig! There is no doubt about it. General Franco will plow through the pitiful loyalist dogs like an ox through new oats.
Perhaps not, Madame Petrovka. Your own countrymen will soon send the guns and money that will save the Republic.
Bolshevik swine. They are raping Mother Russia and will soon be driven out. Mr. Leclerc, there are forces moving in the world that will wipe away the Bolsheviks and replace their anarchy with a new order. So you see, the trifles they can offer the Spanish loyalists cannot turn back the fascist tide. Why, even as we speak, a great hero of the fascist cause, known only as the Mongoose, is smuggling arms from America to General Franco. Ha! Even America unwittingly assists the fascists. The Republic is dead when the American arms arrive.
Madame Petrovka, you are mad. Mongoose, indeed. Franco will wither on his fascist van like a raisin. Mark my words.
No one seemed to notice as I discreetly searched the dining salon for evidence, nor did anyone notice my frustration when I found nothing incriminating.